Hey everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're well. I'm in Vegas still. I'm not leaving. A lovely day here. Had to close the shade though. Lighting just doesn't work too well. I wanted the big sphere in the background to talk about this because what's going on in K-State football right now reminds me a little bit of something that Bill Snyder said that I just love. First, your reminder, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up, leave those comments. We appreciate all of that. Turn on those alerts. I will be attempting to go live from here in Vegas on Monday with the Insiders, 1:30 Central, 11:30 out here. I gotta wake up. I'll be up. On with the DD and the great Bill Snyder quote that I've always loved when he described his football program after going to a bowl game in year 5. It took 5 years to get good enough to be in a bowl game. That's how bad K-State football was, and everyone was patient with that because we knew it was a project. And that obvious nature of that project always gave Bill Snyder a lot of rope. The quote was, "This didn't rise out of the sand like Las Vegas." And there's something about that I just love. First of all, I love Vegas, but the fact that it took a lot of work to make what you see now. It didn't just happen. And it was a lot of people putting in a lot of effort to create something incredible. Well, it did take him 5 years to go to a bowl. It took him about 10 years to field a team that was competitive at a national level. The 98 team fell short of playing for a national championship and an overtime loss. Feel familiar? And then you go down the road, it took another 5 years before he won a conference championship. And he had to retire after things kind of came apart and came back with more energy. And it took him, 5 years to win another conference championship. Chris Klieman's in his 5th year at Kansas State. And while what he took over is nowhere near comparable to what Bill Snyder took over at K-State, far from it. He took over from Snyder a program that did have some issues with it. It just didn't have the depth you need to compete, didn't have the players you need to compete at the highest level. And certainly what was going on with injuries indicated that the program wasn't really preparing an entire roster to play, only maybe the top unit or two. And once you got below that, things fell apart. Well, Chris Klieman in year 5 has a pretty good football team. Unfortunately, they've suffered 3 really tough, narrow losses this season. 1 was really their fault. 2 was, honestly, some better athletes. That's correctable on the recruiting trail, something he's working on diligently. Avery Johnson, the very guy everyone wants to play quarterback, apparently, is a perfect example of the progression in recruiting. So let the building continue. Let the structures rise out of the sand. And someday, and I think someday soon, Chris Klieman is going to have something of national importance. This is part of the process. The process of building isn't always fun, but when you get to the finished product, it's pretty damn cool. Just keep building and stay the course.